Kellyanne Conway did her rounds this morning as a spokesperson for the administration. And she was on CNN talking to, I think it was, what was it? What's the guy's name? Sciutto, I think, Jim Sciutto. And I had a mental fog for a second there. Jim Sciutto was interviewing her, and he asked her specifically why. Oh, let me just point out that before he asked her this, CNN put up a screen full of some of the negative comments the president has made only recently, some of his most recent negative comments about Elizabeth Warren and such. And he asks Kellyanne Conway, given those kinds of comments from the president, why Americans should believe this new unified president that we're going to hear from allegedly tonight at the State of the Union. Here's what she said.
Two major reasons, one substance, one stylistic. Substantively, because this president has already signed into law major reforms like criminal justice reform and the opioid drug legislation last October that had overwhelming bipartisan support. In fact, every single Democrat who voted in the House and the Senate voted in favor of the drug legislation. So we know it's possible. We know that there are decidedly, Jim, nonpartisan issues that can bring about bipartisan solutions.
Kellyanne, honey, that's two issues. That's two things that we all agreed on ahead of time. That isn't him bringing people together over something difficult. That is bringing people together over something they already agreed on. Like, hey, you guys want to go out for a beer? Yeah, we do. Okay, great. Let's go. All right, we're together. I mean, that's not it. But she said there were two reasons why we should believe that the president means it when he says unity. The first one, substantive. She gave two ridiculous examples there. The other one, stylistic. Here's what she said about that.
Stylistically, because I think Americans are smart enough then to believe just one cherry-picked screaming screen's worth of tweets.
Well,
and he's been attacked by many of those people. He's been attacked by many of those people. He's much like me, a counter-puncher. Rarely draws first blood, but make sure to get the last word.
Can I just say this? Kellyanne Conway sucks. She sucks hard. I really am bothered by everything about her. I'm sorry, but I just am. And I know that's a personal dig. I'm not making fun of how she looks or anything else. This is what I'm saying. She is rude. She interrupts. First of all, she doesn't let what you didn't hear the whole interview, but Jim Sciutto's interviewing her and he's trying to ask the first question about unity. She's talking over him before he even gets to the end of the question. Then when he tries to cut back in on her, she won't let him. She keeps talking over him. She doesn't understand normal conversational etiquette, which is when the other person cuts in, you go back and forth. The talking over the reporter is just rude. She's rude. So first of all, she's rude. Then on top of all that, what she's saying is insane. Like, America can see past one screen of screaming tweets. The man, President Trump, is screaming tweets at us nonstop, 24/7, and most of them are negative. So I'm sorry, it's not one screen, Kellyanne, suckface, and that's ridiculous. Then she goes on to say that all of those people have attacked him first. Lie. Kellyanne lying Conway. And so he was just getting back at them. He's a counterpuncher like her. None of that is. Also, why is she bringing herself into that? Full of yourself much? Comparing yourself to the president? He's like me. He's not his own man. He's kind of like me. We're both counterpunchers. We're the same. I'm the same as the top guy. She is so full of herself and so rude. She's giving women everywhere a bad name. I'm sorry. And it has nothing to do with how she looks or the tone of her voice or what she wears. I'm fine with all of that stuff. What I'm not fine with is how rude and obnoxious she is and what a liar she is. And by the way, let me add one last little criticism of her speech patterns. She is condescending like no other. When she interrupts and she talks back to Jim Sciutto and has to say his name, and she does this to all of them. No, Jim. Let me just tell you, Jim. No, Jim. It's condescending. It's condescending. She does it to Chris Cuomo. And even worse, because she does it to Chris Cuomo and she insists on saying Christopher. Like, Christopher, go to your room. It's so condescending. Oh, no, Christopher. I told you. I already explained that, Christopher. This is how it is. It's so condescending and rude. how does somebody like that become a spokesperson for the president of the United States? It's gross. So now we don't, I'm sorry, I'm on a tear, but like we don't only get to be embarrassed by him, we get to be embarrassed by her too as a country. So yay, America.